keep it funky, I don't fuck with you. Don't take it personal, I gotta bust a move. I know these suckers hate it when I'm coming through, so keep it to yourself when I'm coming through. Gotta keep it funky, I don't fuck with you. Gotta keep it solid, I don't fuck with you. I know these suckers hate it when I'm coming through, so keep it to yourself when I'm coming through. Smoking loud, but they quiet when I come around. Light up the street when the sun go down. I'm high as fuck, but I'm underground. Cut up a pound, I am stuck, iron tucked, wired up, try your luck. What? I came here to smoke. Might not be rich, but your spirit broke. Might copy this when you hear the notes. Don't speak dirt on my name, clear your throat. Searching for fame, the current wave change. You steer the boat, I'm on the same mission. Real nigga isn't pimping this with the game missing. You niggas moving too slow, that's why I'm lane switching. I can't fuck with y'all, I gotta click another call. Ayy, same one sleeping on me, now they pillow talking. Still I'm walking off on them, let them feel it coughing. If you not gon' hold me down, you holding me back. Ayy, when the cops come shutting us down, don't overreact. Ayy, I was in the middle of the street, ayy, trying to get a little bit of peace, man. Niggas wanna get up in a beef way, gotta get away when it seems fake. What you niggas think is none of my business. Son of a bitch, we running this shit, so come and get with this, ayy. Gotta keep it funky, I don't fuck with you. Don't take it personal, I gotta bust a move. I know these suckers hate it when I'm coming through, so keep it to yourself when I'm coming through. Gotta keep it funky, I don't fuck with you. Gotta keep it solid, I don't fuck with you. I know these suckers hate it when I'm coming through, so keep it to yourself when I'm coming through.
Lighting something up by the dark side of the moon. We hotbox in a room, some far side and some doom. Routine too clean, put peroxide in your womb. From the bay like Marshawn, when the car slide it go boom. They talking crazy on the internet, then in person they be softer than a gigapet. Crews full of clones, but I guess I should've known you exactly how your profile look. You a silhouette, got a small circle like a Costco binge. They only got a small circle cause they got no friends, so I stay with one plug like the iPhone 10. That's why I'm never switching up on you Kylo Rens. Sin, so many people trying to set you, coming out the cesspool on couch arrest, coming out they neck. How eventful, they give a fuck about a person less there's clout to rescue. Motherfuckers got their values from a value menu. These bitter bitches pretending this shit is foretold, like their little gimmick predicted inside the horoscope. Liquor splitting my torso, shit is frigid the North Pole. All that hate is gibberish, listen to it in Morse code. Never listen to a hype beast, never been about the hype boy. Pack a crowd and I'm blacking out cause I never listen to the white noise. Talking like you wanna fight boy, probably fucking up your thyroid. Gotta keep it funky, they say play that music right boy.
Gotta keep it funky, I don't fuck with you. Don't take it personal, I gotta bust a move. I know these suckers hate it when I'm coming through, so keep it to yourself when I'm coming through. Gotta keep it funky, I don't fuck with you. Gotta keep it solid, I don't fuck with you. I know these suckers hate it when I'm coming through, so keep it to yourself when I'm coming through.
I ain't fucking with you. Any place without you is a wonderful view. You gon' keep it 100, I'm 102. So keep it to yourself, you got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. I ain't fucking with you. Any place without you is a wonderful view. You gon' keep it 100, I'm 102. Keep it to yourself, you got nothing to lose. Yeah.
Hey, what up, all my writers, everybody tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Meanwhile on Earth podcast. If you haven't already, feel free to sign up to patreon.com/illmactv or the Ruin Your Day Patreon, and we put everything up as soon as we're done. And everyone that is signed up, thank you very much. You keep this show running. I'm here with Frak. Frakavelli is in the building. What's up, man?
It's good, Familo.
Yeah, so I saved daps. I didn't give you daps earlier.
Yeah, I noticed that, bro. Because the first one has that impact, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Really showed a lot of power, brother power there, you know what I mean? Rap brother power, you know what I mean? Yo, so earlier I watched the LimeWire movie, which is like a visual album, right?
Yep. Like Beyonce's Lemonade, like minus the cultural importance, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's up there.
It's got like...
You know? It's like Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the Hype Williams joint, and
I had the same
Lemonade
Phoenix in the LimeWire movie, but I cut her. She didn't make the cut.
Yeah. I noticed some of the like the rapping in front of graffiti shots were probably just replaced shots of the Phoenix. Right?
Hip hop. The train tracks were not available, so we hit the graffiti wall.
That's fire. What made? I mean, I don't know. Stupid generic question, but I'm curious. Like, what was the inspiration as far as just doing a full visual, complement to the album, to the music?
It's a good question. I did I only make music that I want to do music videos for. Like, I'm not the type of dude to make like 100 songs like Lil Wayne an album. Like, I just do everything I make. I want to have it be like music video quality. So I had the goal to do a music video for everything. So RYD Radio Volume 1, that was me. But
sensitive subject.
No, honestly, it just happened hella naturally. They just all happened, and I think the concept behind LimeWire was like LimeWire early 2000s when everything was hella accessible. You know, I feel like that moment in the internet is like when everything, you could literally download anything from the internet, like at all, and like the whole world is at your fingertips.
And a lot of it wasn't what you thought you were downloading.
100%.
I'm like,
100%.
Why?
And that's like kind of the idea behind the samples too, because like all those like early like 2000s like slow jams that I would listen to and like slap at the bar mitzvahs and shit, like I got those off LimeWire, and then we sampled like those songs, like Pretty Ricky on the Hotline for that song 5 a.m. And we sampled a bunch of that era of music. And
that's fire.
Yeah, so that was like the kind of double meaning of it, and like a lot of the songs are
like Rickroll joint kicking it off.
Rickroll joint kicking it off, and we sampled a couple other ones. We sampled I'll remember them when they come to me, but all those combined, and then the topics were all about like when that accessibility changed, like how relationships changed, how like fucking like there's a song about gentrification, like how like physical space changes, like all the shit that changed with that change of technology. And then all the music videos kind of touched on that. So I was like, how can I have like a through line that connects all that? Right. And Avocado had already done like 3 music videos. I had a couple with the Moist Mob, and then a couple I did myself. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just make a movie for it.
That's fire. You touched on something that I noticed, like, you know, watching the project, listening to the album, which is, you know, the almost every song is like a concept-driven song, you know? And that's something I feel like is more and more of a lost art nowadays, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of album, like, you know, it's just like, it's a vibe, and they'll be just general things, but just like a unique concept driven song in general is kind of few and far between, I feel like, for the most part. Is that something you set out to do with this project? I know that's something you kind of do in general, but was that specifically with this project, like, I'm going to do almost every song will be concept driven?
Yeah, I think that's always kind of been like the way I write. Is just, I'm like a very conceptual writer. And then Delusional Rapper is one of the first songs we made, and I was like just watching hella those viral videos on Facebook, and like the way that like the captions were just like
the new Eminem.
The new Eminem.
Eminem's daughter. I know her, Winnie. She's hella tight.
Yeah, she's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
She blew up off a fake meme, which is like the point of that shit. Because Delusional Rapper, when me and Avo made it, it went hella viral on Facebook, and because people's attention spans are so fucked up, people only made it in 1 minute. So then they thought that it was me just actually being hella, like, they thought I was like the Eminem, the new Eminem, like flame emoji flame. They thought that was really the video. They didn't understand the satire. So most of the comments were like, basically like, fuck, this dude's not the new Eminem, like, Marshall Mathers, fuck, like, that's the GOAT, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of angry Eminem
yeah.
stands, which is furthered, honestly, made me happy, because it furthered the concept of the video, kind of talking about, like, this age of we don't have attention spans, so they didn't even make it that far, and, like, the comments to me were, like, even a part of the, like, art installation of the thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was super hyped on the hater comments in that video, because it kind of added to it, and you know, at the end,
that's super interesting. It's like little Joaquin Phoenix when this one was like talking about being a rapper, and there's like a movie or something, a documentary or something that came out about it. You're like, is this full serious? And I'm sure it's almost the same thing where people took, you know, to the internet and become part of that, you know, satire in itself.
Yeah. So then when I made that shit, I was like, I want to do more things like that are like social experiments and shit. But then now I feel like I'm almost like moving away from that and like moving towards more of like the vibey shit, just to like experiment artistically, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I know how to like make an immortal technique, like, you know, like Joyner Lucas. Like, to me, a lot of those things are like super heavy-handed and like corny, and like I'm trying to move more into the like just playing with melody and shit like that. I don't think I've ever made like a Immortal Technique like song about like raping my own mom or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
well, I feel like that was the only thing missing from the project. But
raping
I
my
didn't
own
want
mom.
to say. Yeah, I didn't want to say.
Dude, that's
that.
the bonus track.
Yeah.
The M Night Shyamalan twist at the end of
the hidden track. So you said that's like your comfort zone then with writing is like, because here's what I found, like, say with, I think with music in general, making music in general up until the last couple of years, I feel like I relate in the way of you know, every song, like when I write, I'm very like I was very topic oriented and like that's just it, you know, rather than kind of stream of consciousness writing and then, you know, sort of bringing it all in at the end. It was like, okay, this is the concept, execute every bar, every verse, every hook, you know, all on this concept. And like for me personally, some of my music, when I listen to it, like older stuff, I'm like, I wish it was a little bit more free, you know what I'm saying? But also, you know, with that being said, like the comfort zone thing and natural, like I feel like with freestyling, I've always, like, this is why battling, I feel like I excelled, because I have a topic, I have a concept,
yes, 100%.
But like just in ciphers and shit, I was never the best just freestyler, you know what I mean? In a freestyle battle format where it's like but just like that free form, off the cuff, like I could do it, I could hold my own, don't get me wrong, but I always felt like I excelled a lot more once I had a structure, a topic to
Macy
just...
Gray,
yeah, I need to battle people who looked like Macy Gray in order to...
That was like your one pocket.
Yeah, that was my niche, you know.
You got Swan and you're like, thank God.
Finally, it all culminates. Just use the same bars I'd been using
I feel that sentiment though hella hard, because for me, battle rap has actually helped my music in that sense. Because, you know, I feel like all white rappers or pale rappers have this like chip on their shoulder, like, I need to prove I belong, I need to show I can rap, etc. Whereas like when I started doing battles, that it took up that space of like, okay, I could like have a topic, be conceptual, be lyrical, so then when it comes to the music, I can really focus on melody, like song structure, and like it's like the venting of battle rap, I think, helped my music grow in that sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's super interesting. Speaking of LimeWire, like I have distinct memories of like being like, what? I didn't know, you know, Eminem and DMX and Jay-Z did a song, like, and downloading it and just giving my computer
just Bill Clinton
AIDS.
after it.
Yeah. Do you have any like distinct memories of just getting bamboozled and like
100%.
viruses?
You know what it was? It was R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet secret episode. I thought I had the secret key. Because you remember, did you ever go through all of Trapped in the Closet?
I don't think I went through all of them.
It ends on this cliffhanger, bro, where it's like, it's about a package. He's like, the package, and you don't know what the package is, but everyone has the package. And in the actual Trapped in the Closet episode, it turns out to be AIDS. Like the package just is AIDS, and since everyone's having sex, just everyone has AIDS in the package. But what I downloaded was just like some like Brazilian fart porn or something like that, and I was disappointed.
And then you're like, oh, I opened the wrong thing. All right, the secret episode's still down. It was like the Pulp Fiction of AIDS. Like the like cliffhanger, like yeah, what's in the briefcase?
Was that
maybe that's what
Pulp
it is.
Fiction?
Maybe that's
AIDS.
well, you know how they like open the case and it's just there like gold glowing off.
100%.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it's just AIDS.
That's what AIDS looks like, right? It like glows.
In some people's hearts.
But speaking of LimeWire, bro, I got Ilmac the new LimeWire merch. Peep that. With
That's
the
fire.
Hollow told me to stop doing it with my name on it because he's like, no one's gonna buy Frak shit who doesn't know what Frak is. So my name's on the back.
Unless they're like, pro like dangerous drilling for oil or something.
Which isn't my brand, you know what I mean? Yeah. I got invited to an anti-fracking conference in Ohio. Like they were gonna fly me out and shit. But I was like, you're gonna be disappointed. The song's called Hydraulic Fracking, but it's just about how lyrical I am, man.
That's hilarious. Good looks, man. Hell yeah. Where do you get this?
Where do I get it?
Where can?
Oh, just slide in my DMs at FrakDMC, frakmusic.com. You can like order it officially, but
good looks, man. So like you brought up the point like with delusional rapper and stuff, just like that whole notion, the whole like viral culture, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And like that being the main inspiration behind it. Like how do you like what are some like positive, do you think there's positive aspects of that as far as, you know, getting attention musically, and like what are some negative, you know what I mean, like both sides of the coin, like what do you think, how does that fall, or do you think it's just one way or the other as far as that whole attitude of trying to get attention musically, you know?
That's a really good question. I've like went viral a few times, like in different contexts, and I'm still not famous. So you know what I mean? Like when I was 17, I freestyled for Kendrick Lamar on like a YouTube live stream.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the beginning of YouTube Live on this Google Hangout, and I was like, super whack. Please don't search this up. But I was just like, I caught a body, I'm hot wasabi, I'm paparazzi. I was just rapping my ass off, and then Kendrick's
you know that
like,
little thing is gonna be the clip of how we promote. That's how I got Gannick.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing the fake rap. But go ahead.
Damn, Gannick needs to come back, bro. Those horrorcore raps fucking shook me.
The game's been missing him.
Game's been missing Gannick's horrorcore raps, bro. But
so you flamed down a digital
flamed Kendrick,
with
and then I barred him to death, and then it went like viral. Cause afterwards he's like, "We gonna sign you," like kind of like tongue in cheek, but everyone's like, "Oh fuck, Kendrick signs this white boy off like Google Hangout," like that was the thing. And then
he looked over at Top Dog and he's like, he's like, no. He's like, you just lost points on your next album.
J-Rock shows the gun in there. Absol's like, get some bars.
He's like, why not?
But then I said some shit that was like hot wasabi something. I rhymed it with some shit, and then Kendrick used the same rhyme scheme in Control. So then it went viral a second time because some Redditor trolled it and like zoomed in on my face. I have this on my YouTube channel because it's hella funny. They like zoomed in on my face, and it was like, I don't know, they zoomed in on Kendrick's face as he was listening, and it looked like he was like, and then it was just like Kendrick bites like Jewish rapper for Control verse.
Bites
like,
delusional rapper. That's fire.
But yeah, to answer your question, I feel like that's a good example of how like virality is just super in the moment, and like especially right now where like I feel like I've gotten some clout on hip hop blogs that post my shit or whatever, and I get no views from blogs anymore. Like everything is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Everything is your own virality, like self-made, like how you market your shit and like what caption you use and like how much ad money you're able to put into your shit.
I love that there was this like era of like like no labels and it's internet, and it's like bloggers became these like sort of like tyrannical, egotistical motherfuckers. Like, don't send me no emails. And, like, I follow hella bloggers. I'm like, y'all are so condescending right now. Like, you wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for artists. Like, you don't create content. You just
some white kid in his mom's basement.
And then like a year or two.
Dope boys.
Right? And then like a year or two later, they got like nothing. Like, no one goes to blogs to listen to music no more. Like, that's... You know,
they're purely clout machines. Like, you'll screenshot the shit and be like, "Hey, verified thing," but like no one gets the links anymore. And beyond that, it's tough because, in terms of like putting money into shit, like I don't fuck with that. Like I don't feel like
going to pay
because it makes it look like it's contrived to be paid. Like people already can recognize like, oh, this is paid. Like. Is an ad. Like, I don't want to fuck with that.
Right.
So it's more about just making shit that you know people will fuck with. And now Spotify and Apple Music have become the kind of labels, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
the digital distributors.
The power is in the streamers and, like, the playlist makers. So there's still some type of tyranny from it, but it's, like, different.
Yeah, definitely there's always going to be that, but it's that whole nature of with technology where it's just a microscoping evolution, you know. It's like a shorter time span between each sort of jump in evolution as far as how we make and distribute art, you know, especially music, you know, but I think movies and content in general falls within that. But I think it's like the movie Waking Life, and there's this guy and he's a crazy professor. I don't remember. I always butcher names and shit. I have like terrible memory. I remember vague ideas, but he was talking about that in the movie Waking Life. He's talking about like he eventually talked about like it microscoping down to singularity and all these things, but
like AI.
And you know, uploading. I don't know. It's an old movie, but point being,
bro, when
like,
AI hits, SoundCloud rappers are gonna have a field day, bro, because you can just upload shit straight to people's minds.
You have to have like a pop-up blocker, like a spam blocker, like chip, like a McAfee, like spam blocker, like injection.
Can I get my SoundCloud rapper injection?
You gotta like get it every fucking 6 months, or you gotta get a subscription. For it. That's fire. It's a good idea, actually. Just getting spammed mentally.
We're gonna be the first AI rappers.
Besides AI rapping.
Oh, sorry for making you cut that, bro.
Speaking of like viral and everything, a fan wanted me to ask this, and I'm actually curious. So like Draymond Green, the joint.
Yeah.
That was played like at a Warriors game.
Yes.
Tell me more. Tell me that story.
Dude, it's a hilarious story. So, I made this song Draymond, which to me was like more of a Bay Area anthem than a Warriors anthem, but I kind of used Draymond's like kind of like tenacity and hustler spirit to like talk about the Bay and like people from the Bay. And then I was just like chilling in Oakland, and I had an hour before I had to teach. So I went over to Mr. Fab's Dope Era store just to check it out. And Mr. Fab was in there. He's like, oh, my boy Frak. Like, he recognized me from some battle shit, I think he recognized me. And he showed me this song he had recorded with B.O.B., which I still don't even know if it's out. And I was like, oh, shit, that's Flames. I was like, can I get the aux cord? Can I show you something? He's like, yeah. So I showed him. We had a rough cut of the video. So I showed him Draymond. He was like, this shit's fire, bro. He's like, I'm going to show this to Draymond tomorrow. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, that's my cousin. And I don't know if he meant cousin like biologically or like in the Oakland sense probably is what he meant. But like they happened to be going to a barbecue like the next day. So I linked him. He showed Draymond. Draymond said like, Draymond was like, Mr. Fab. I saw Mr. Fab like later that week, and he was skeptical at first, and then he was listening to the bar. He's like, this white boy's insane. Like that's what Draymond said about the song.
That's tight.
And then the Warriors DJ, I should remember his name because he really hooked it up. I'll think about it in a second. But he played it at the finals game. Like the first time it ever played was at the finals against like this finals. against the Cavs.
That's wild.
Game 2. And it was like just the hook. Like, I'm Draymond Green, so it's more like for everyone to like repeat, I'm Draymond Green, and we had like, I sampled like Marv Albert on the song, so it like sounds like a announcer, like, I'm Draymond Green.
That's sick.
But and I still have no proof it happened.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask.
Like,
were you there?
I wasn't there. I didn't get the.
How did you
plug.
hear about it? They tell you.
The DJ told me he was gonna do it, and then it was actually the DJ is FLO's cousin. So FLO was at the game, and he's like, yeah, he spun it.
That's sick.
So it was just like hella serendipity and lucky, but I still haven't met Draymond to tell him that I am him.
Yo, just moving. That's fire. Nah, that's super sick, man. I know the DJ, like DJ OG1 in Portland. He's like the Portland Trailblazer DJ, and he's always like, it's totally the opposite of the glorious story you told, where he's like, send me music, I can play, and I just have it.
Does?
No, I just yeah, I don't know.
What joint would you send?
Idiot. I don't. Draymond.
At the Trailblazers game?
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
Played in the Warriors game.
It's just like CJ McCollum just doesn't really.
It doesn't have the same ring, you know?
I'm Yusuf Nurkic.
Just all mispronounced on the hook.
Did I fuck it up?
Nah, I think that's actually the right way to say it in English. Speaking of like viral culture, or actually, quick question. I think someone asked this too, and I was curious. You know, why LimeWire? Why not? Is it Kazaa?
Kazaa.
I always said. I feel like I said Kazaa for years, and then someone told me it was Kazaa, and I switched to. Or why not Napster? Why LimeWire?
Napster. Holy fuck. LimeWire was the one for me. You know what I mean? I think it comes back to like. I feel like that was the first one too. Like that was the first one that blew up.
Really? Was it? Did it blow up before
tripping?
Napster? I feel like.
Well, Napster was legal. Napster was like you had to pay for your music, right?
Then?
Am I tripping?
Nah, I don't think. Not if. I don't think so.
No, Napster wasn't on some bootleg shit.
Yeah, I think that was the start of it all.
Napster got a lawsuit against it, and that's why it was.
It went legal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Napster
it
was
did go.
Metallica thing.
Okay. Yeah, I was still pretty young. Like I was still like.
But
Like
LimeWire
Googling Britney Spears naked on my mom's computer.
But LimeWire was the big one, you're right.
LimeWire was the big
like
one.
Like jerking it while like it loads
no, not even
pixel by pixel.
Just like out of curiosity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pixel by pixel.
Yeah. I remember when I was hella young, I was like the first one to get a computer in my house, and like looking at porn. Like for one, there's no fucking watching a video. Not on dial-up. Not on what I had at least.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely like JPEGs. And they would take so long to load. It was like, all right, got the top of the head. We can get going here. We can work with this. And then it's like 2 minutes later, like a chunk comes in. 2 minutes later.
We got some forehead, baby.
Yeah, I got some. Okay, I can see the lips. Now we're cooking with grease. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Those are the days, man.
By the time you get to the neck,
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, God damn it. Should have let that play. Those are the gold. That was my LimeWire.
So what would your album be then? Were you too OG for LimeWire?
Nah, actually I fucked with LimeWire. I had them all. I had like probably Kazaa or Kazaa or whatever.
Serious Jones Part 1.
That definitely, yeah. That was definitely the material I was looking
Jerking
up after everyone was asleep at 3 a.m. Hang up the phone! Hang up the phone! He's about to get head on the bed!
You just switching between Luke's narrations and those pixels loading tab to tab.
Yeah, like God, they're both just. It's all.
Smack! Why'd you interrupt him? We were almost there.
God damn it!
I love the battle rap. Like, there's been so many battle rap instances since then. Like John's whole shit about against Big K, where he was like, "I was watching you versus O-Red, getting some slow head," just like.
Which, without the right, punctuation and commas, that could be a really weird thing to say.
No, I think he meant it. There were no commas in that sentence.
Yeah.
I think he needs a battle on to kind of, like, get him going.
I was watching you getting head while battling RYD. That's weird, man. That's a weird thing to watch while you're preparing for this battle. So, like, the whole internet viral shit, it's hella interesting to me. Like, I remember years ago reading articles about, like, you know, how, like, you know, in general, this is a whole different little exit off the convo, but, like, you know, like, all our brains are being rewired, whoop-de-whoop, right? Like, for one, it's like referential intelligence is more important, meaning, like, the ability to look stuff up. You know, you remember I used to have like numbers memorized back in the day because you had to dial them. Mm-hmm. Now you just click a name. It's like, I don't know anyone's number, except people that have the same number of when I used to call them on the landline. You know what I mean? But just the like whole impact of like the internet and social media, like on, you know, how we interact in general on humans or with each other as humans. Like, what I noticed you talk about that. That's a kind of theme that isn't a lot of your music. You know what I mean? If you want to expand on that, like how the juxtaposition of like you're using it to promote this this music, and 100%. Then speaking on the effects of it, though. You know? Yeah,
I think I honestly think it's because I'm a victim of it. Like, I'm the generation where like everything happened at the right time. Like 7th grade, I got my Motorola Crazer. You know what I mean? I'm just stunting on. I actually had a pink one.
How old are you?
How old am I now? 24.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I had my first cell phone at like 20 years old or something.
Yeah, so I had the pink Crazer. I was feeling like Cameron. And then 9th grade.
My first phone was a black Razor, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you were older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bar mitzvah gift, I think. And then 9th grade, Facebook. So, like, right when high school started, I was like, okay, we can search. And MySpace was 7th grade, too.
Yeah, MySpace was the jump
clutch.
Off, for sure.
And I hear in the battle rap world, like, that shit was key for you guys. But, yeah, that was, like, I feel like MySpace is more fire than any of the social media we have now. Because you could pimp it out with, like, music. It's, like, everything combined. Like, it was too futuristic, bro. Because now everything's, like, pictures on Instagram, Facebook is like professional, like Twitter's like your dark secrets and shit. Like all that shit was on MySpace.
Yeah. It was like the enduro motorcycle of social media.
100%. It was too ahead of its time. But anyway, 9th grade was Facebook. Then like LinkedIn came when we were all searching for jobs. You know, so I feel like I've grown up in the social media generation where whatever fix we needed was there when we needed it. So I feel like it was like right for me to talk about, and that's part of the reason I did the LimeWire movie, and part of the reason I felt like as like a fucking social media, like I feel like I'm low-key addicted to it. As part of that, I was like, how can I do that? That's why for the LimeWire movie, I was like, how can I like convert this addiction into like a good cause? Because the LimeWire movie was like a charity thing for like the immigration defense program in the Bay that my mom volunteers for, which like helps. I was like, how can I like take this poisonous shit in society and like flip it and like it was also on that shit we were talking about, Immortal Technique, which is like like as a fucking white dude in hip-hop. Don't bring up that up no, referencing your mom. Immortal Technique.
I'm not ready for where this is going.
No, me and my mom are like super platonic. It's crazy. But I mean, in terms of like the overly conscious shit, I feel like I'm trying to take a step away from it, and especially as like I actually respect Avo for the same shit, and you as well. Where it's like, as like light-skinned people in hip hop, is like we don't have the like necessarily. You don't want to take up too much space and be like Macklemore-ish and be like when I was in the 3rd grade. Like talk about issues that don't apply to you, and I'm trying to like as much as I can not try and talk too much about shit that I don't actually live, and instead use the shit I make that's like hella true to me to like donate money to this immigration defense fund. Like that to me was like a better solution of a way to like use whatever your privilege or whatever battle rapper already calls me the SJW or whatever. But I think it's less of an SJW thing to be like, oh, this issue's all about me, and more like I'm gonna use this music I made to as a tool to like help out in
Have
this
an
way.
impact. You're right.
Or use your platform or whatever.
I think that's a real good outlook on it for sure, man.
And I think Avo does the same thing. Like, he doesn't really like touch on the. He puts the right guests on to touch on the subject that he may not be able to touch on. You know, and he gives the platform to the people who actually understand the shit that.
Yeah.
Rather than like trying to fake a hot take.
Right. Like assign perspective to things. No, I think that's a real good outlook on that for sure. I was randomly watching this video. It just like popped up in the YouTube algorithm thing just because who knows what kind of weird shit I search. And it was like some former executive of Facebook that was basically just like, don't use this shit, man. Like, it's rewiring your brain. It's changing all the... And I was like, oh, this is perfectly what I need to see right now before I go into this podcast. Frak, I'm definitely going to work this into the combo somehow. So
I feel super rewired, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember, like, my memory has always been shit, but it's definitely worse now, you know? That's how the brain works anyway, right? Like, if you don't need to store information, why would you, you know? Like, I know people from, like, the city, I'm from Portland, who, like, have been to a place a million times and, like, GPS their way there, you know what I'm saying? Just because why would you need to remember or think, you know, for yourself when the internet's there? It's got 100%. Our back.
It's not got our back, bro. Did you hear about that shit in, like, Japan? Where, like, robots
the AI shit? Yeah, like 29 scientists or some shit. And the one...
All right. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Is that real?
Is that fake news?
We had a fight about this in Orlando. If it's fake or not.
So I got it posted on, like, Anonymous Tree Seeker or whatever, right? So I looked up the chick. She's a legit journalist.
Linda whatever, I forget
but
it.
All of her journalism is on conspiracy theory.
Wow.
So it's your call, right?
Well, I mean, there's got to be some sort of confirming of this, right? There's got to be news articles or something about this.
That's the only thing I found on it was from her.
Damn.
Really?
Right.
And she was
That's like even deeper on the point, though. It's like...
Right. She's like, this is her delusional rapper music video talking about robots killing 29 people with metal bullets. And
she's like, keep it. Like, they're just going to upload a 1-minute clip. They're not going to get to the end where I'm like, and by the way, psych!
Nah, I'm just joking. It does cut off, too.
Yeah, for sure cuts off.
She's like, and that would be a crazy movie, but it just cuts
Imagine what happened at the actual event.
Imagine what happened in the actual movie starring Will Smith. Yeah, like, what was she talking about? It was something about, so, like, a robot... They, like, had taken apart, like, 3 robots or something. And the fourth one
for show on Facebook.
It linked up to a satellite, looked up ways to rebuild itself better, and then started rebuilding the other ones or something.
And he for sure, like, looked up all the scientists on Facebook and LinkedIn. He's like, which one's worth murdering first? Like, it was like...
Trolled them. Yeah. Like, sent them spam.
Sent them an LOL before killing them.
Catfished them. Showed up all fatter than
right
they were. The
Tinder.
robots were in their actual picture. Fire. That was the real crime.
The catfish?
The catfishing. It was her. She got catfished is what it is. Linda's got vendetta.
Linda's like, that robot was...
Your robotic
had
pecs
abs in
looked...
the picture. Turned out the shit
better.
was just, like, super flat and, like, metal or whatever.
Hell hath no fury, man. In the movie, in the lines, is so stupid. So is it real or not? We don't know. I don't know. The comments will tell us. I'm
think
sure
your
they
take
all
is
know.
best that Linda saw the delusional rapper video, and she was like,
"This is my shot.
This is my shit." That's why she had the RYD socks on. If you zoom in.
Oh yeah. Like I forgot about that part. In LimeWire, I seen you shot a video in Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Well, why? So was that how were you out there? Like,
so my mom's from Peru, which
people,
I think I'm like the least Latino battle rapper.
You and
or Latinx these days.
You and Dirt.
Me and Dirtbag, yeah, that's what we had in common. That's why he saw himself in me. You know what I mean? He's like, this kid can't
We
grow.
were rooting for you.
This kid can't grow a beard, but god damn
That's
if
what
he's
I'm
not
saying.
even a whiter Latin dude than me. But I touched down at the homeland for the first time since I was like a little kid, and it was actually my mom was like, so are we going to do something for your career out here or what? I was like, yeah, you want to shoot a music? So my mom directed the music video.
That's fire.
Did it all on the iPhone.
Those
But,
clips
like,
were hilarious too.
yeah.
Like, what was it? Like White Traveler in.
Oh, you saw the before
Yeah.
shit?
Not that was in the movie though. Or whatever.
Yes,
yeah. That shit
I'm
was
trying to do
hilarious.
more. I'm trying to honestly do more comedy, like skits and shit,
Mhm.
outside of my music. So have my music be that more like vibey, like whatever, and
Right.
then have like use my comedic like shit to do like little skits on Instagram, and like if people follow me on Instagram, I do like this shit called Festival Dad, where it's just like I go to festivals and pretend I'm a dad who's like smoking the devil's lettuce and like having a great time, you know. I
Right.
do like hella different characters on there. I'm trying to do more of that, and like honestly start a YouTube channel that has like both. It's like here's a really good music and comedic shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, Peru was fucking amazing, and it was like cool like getting in touch with that part of my identity, because I'd been to Hungary, which is like my like Jewish like Holocaust survivor side, and like explored all that shit, but I hadn't done the Peru
Yeah.
travels.
So how long were you out there? And so that wasn't for, that was just to go touch down and see. You know,
Yeah.
what,
It was my mom. She was like, we gotta show you like what's good with.
that's awesome.
Yeah. I was out there for like 3 weeks.
Man, some highlights from that, like how you know.
Yeah, for the food, I think I would put Peruvian up against
Food's
any
so
culture.
good, man.
Like,
Yeah.
we got seco, ceviche, lomo saltado. Like, the desserts are super fire. Like, everything just tastes better. Like, the corn there is, like, way better than American corn.
Mhm.
That was a highlight. Then we did, like, Cusco, Machu Picchu, like, that, like, the, like, tourist shit, but like we did it with like on a more authentic, like with a Peruvian homie type shit, so we got like the real like non-propaganda like.
Is that where you shot some of the video?
Yeah,
too?
we did Cusco and Machu Picchu, and then just Lima, just like meeting some family I hadn't met before. But yeah, it was like.
Did you do ayahuasca, bro?
No, I didn't, bro. I'm super bad at. I'm really bad at hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain is too much of a dark place to unravel.
Yeah, every time I do like mushrooms or whatever, there's always like definitely within the like whatever 6-7 out whatever it is, like 20 minutes where I kind of just cry by myself somewhere, or where I definitely kind of just step away from the group and then be like, I'm the worst.
Dude,
son, boyfriend, friend, like
without even
everything.
touching.
Like I just go into a place where I think about like I should call my dad more. I should do this, and I'll just like cry, and then like I'll see.
Not now though.
yeah, and then I'll like see like a fire or something, and be like, oh wait, what? Like and then it's all good from there, and I have these like spiritual breaks. But every time afterwards, though, I will say, even though it is what it is,
Yep.
and that time I'll take something from it. I'm like. There's
100%.
some truth to that. Like
100%.
my subconscious was telling me
Yep.
something there.
Without even touching on my shrooms trauma, like just edibles for me, like
Edibles are worse.
Edibles
than
are
shrooms
worse,
for me,
bro. Edibles are worse than acid for me because
Yeah, same.
I did edibles in like sophomore year of high school, and it was because alcohol got banned from prom, like they breathalyzed us. So then we did edibles to like overcompensate, but we tested it. We're like, we don't want to like humiliate ourselves in front of our dates, so let's try it the night before at the choir concert. So we went to a choral concert at our high school, and we were tripping, and we're like, this shit is easy. It turned out we ate quadruple dosed cookies. So as soon as like straight up like Carmina Burana, I was like, ha 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 ha. We all started feeling it. At first, my boy Dimitri just hits like this pose, and then my boy Lucas, it hits him next, and he thinks he's in a first-person shooter, so he's just in the corner like, And then
Can't do that now.
And then stop the concert.
Yeah.
And then-
Someone just in the corner, like.
His finger gun, dude. This is more lethal than K-Shine's finger gun. But then it hits then my boy Oscar's fine because he's like always fine, and then it hits me last, and I just start bugging out, like super like questioning, like existentially bugging out. I like run to leave. Oh no! First I pay Oscar. I was like, Oscar, come with me. I'm like dying. He's like, no, you're fine. And I was like,
Come with you where?
To
To the bathroom
yeah,
or
to the
something,
bathroom.
or just to get some fresh air?
And then I was like, I'll pay you. I paid him $10. Then he came with me. We run
That's
out.
the hungry. So.
Nah, the hungry side was
It
trying
was
to
like,
save.
don't do it. Well,
He'll
baby,
do it
he'll
for free.
do it for
Just
$5.
convince him. We got a coupon to give him.
Okay.
But then I ran out the door, but the door was locked because they lock it during the like.
Which
So I had
makes
to
it
run.
even more dangerous for your boy. Which makes it even more of a
Shout out,
liability.
Lucas. So then I ran up on stage.
What?
Like I made a brief cameo.
That's the scariest thing. That would be the scariest thing to try to do in that situation.
But there was no other way out, and I was like, I can't be in here right now. So I walk up the stairs, dip out.
Do a
No, I didn't actually do that. That would have been fire, though. World star.
Right?
But then I dipped out and like passed out in the bathroom.
And you just straight passed out.
Yeah. And my friend Oscar hella thought I was faking. He thought I was being hella dramatic. But it
Well,
was
I
like
mean, you were being.
Yeah, it was.
But-
Yeah, I guess I was.
Yeah, I was sad. Just I mean, fuck. Yo, edibles, fuck edibles, dog. Like, I'd rather do
Especially small
hallucinogens,
people like
man.
us with fast metabolisms and shit.
Dude, I can't hang with that. Like, every time I've done them, even in like that, like I'm a lightweight smoking now, but that wasn't always the case. Like, you know, smoking stupid amounts of marijuana a day, but I would do a little bit of an edible and think like my homie was gonna kill me or something, and like never act on it or tell him, and kind of be having a regular conversation, but be terrified in
Right.
my own head, like screaming and panicking.
Yeah, no,
no.
like the weather's been like weird, right?
Yeah, right.
Like the rapping shit's cool. Like I just like beat Chilla Jones or whatever. In your
Yeah,
head,
no,
you're like-
everything's good. We have a good relationship. You don't want to murder me. I don't want to murder you. No, it's all good. And he's all, what are you talking about, fool? Yo, dabs are like that for me too, man. From jump, I was heavy into dabs for a minute, but I'd like go to the dispensaries in Portland and do like on the big rig, like the dabs and shit. And then I had this instance where I had just gotten back from Europe. I did a tour in Europe, and we were smoking the whole time, and it was hilarious. It became like a running joke because this dude in Switzerland who had brought us out, like gave us hella hash and was smoking, because that was the thing
This is
then.
the
They
one where
didn't
y'all
have
were
no
like on
wax.
stage with like Method Man and shit.
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
In Europe?
There's like this story of like all y'all going out to Switzerland, or maybe this is Dirtbags.
Oh, yeah, no. That was in Sweden. Sweden. But I don't think I went on stage with them or anything, but I was at those festivals a couple years in a row. But this is in Switzerland, this promoter or whatever, he's giving us hella treat because we were just taking the train everywhere. We just bought like a 3-week train pass, and we're just going everywhere on this tour. But all the people would be like, oh, careful, like even in Amsterdam, careful with smoking. And we were all like, bro, it's good from the West Coast, man.
Yeah.
We good, it's good. And we're good
We
the
do
whole
weed,
time.
dude.
Yeah, we're smoking hella hash. And this is a joke that kept coming up because this promoter who was like kind of tagging along was like, West Coast. Like, because we'd just be smoking like way too much weed. He's like, you guys are crazy. He's like, oh, West Coast. And I remember he
Why do
kept
people
saying
from
that
Switzerland
forever.
sound like Vatos from LA? West Coast, Vatos.
On second thought, maybe I was just still in LA on an edible. And I thought I was in Switzerland.
Y'all want to get some Swiss carnitas, man?
So, anyways, long story short, we came back from tour. We're smoking the whole time, super tough. And I went to a dispensary the day I landed and took 2 dabs, boom, boom, straight to the face. I was with my homie in there. He was rolling up a joint. And that second dab, huge dab out this rig. I like had to do the thing where everyone's talking. I'm like, I'll be right back. Like I couldn't catch my breath, and I went into the bathroom and was like sweating. I didn't have asthma at that point. I didn't.
But you have like late onset asthma.
I have LA onset asthma. I didn't get asthma until like a year after moving
that's
here.
fucked up, bro.
So anyways, I go into the bathroom and I'm like dying, like coughing and like sweating and look in the mirror like, you need to get the fuck out of here. And so I go out and I was the one that initiated like, oh, roll a joint up, let's smoke, before I hit the dabs. And then they're all rolling joints up. It's like 4 or 5 of us and I'm in there like, oh, I'm dreading it. I'm like, I have to sit here for these. And then they bring up like someone catching a weed charge and all this, and my shit was still pending. Like I still, and I got hella shook. Like, did these fools snitch? Like, fuck, is it? And all of a sudden, I was like, my heart was like, I was like, am I gonna have a heart attack? But I'm just sitting there like, yeah, no, it's all chill. And I take like one hit of the shit in rotation. And I look at my girl at the time, my ex, and she's like looking at me like this. Like I'm like having this interaction. I look at her, she's like looking at me with panic eyes. So I'm like, "Do you want to go?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro. You know, girl, you know, chicks, I gotta go,
I'm super
man."
chill.
And so he gives me help.
You know, chicks.
Yeah.
Always gotta go when everyone's fine.
Yeah, because everyone's definitely fine here amongst us. So I bought like 2 different eights, 2 different flavors. I walk out, and as I'm walking out, my boy's like, hold on. And he gives me like a huge handful of nugs. Like, here, this shit's fire. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm so high. I walk out to the car, and I have the nugs, and I have the bags, and it was like a math equation, like, get those into there. And I was like, and just threw it on the ground, all the weed on the ground.
I threw it on the ground.
I put it in my pocket.
This system.
The pop star shit.
My dad's not a phone.
It's your dad. My dad's not a phone. That's so good. Pop Star is one of the best comedies in the modern era. The same thing. But so, anyways, I drive. I get 2 blocks, and I come to like a 6-point stop. It's
You're
literally
driving.
And I'm driving, and I'm like, okay, my house is that way. I'm like, but I'm taking a right turn. I was like, this is a math equation I cannot solve right now. I took a right turn. I hit a gas station. Was like, I need to just take a break, and I just couldn't drive. I ended up getting back in driving, but I was like swerving hella bad. Like I couldn't figure out like, okay, focus on gas,
right.
Like keep that steady. Oh shit, there's traffic. Okay.
Right.
Oh, there's cars over. Oh, steer. Oh yeah, gas. I'm letting. Like it was way too much information to like
Dude,
process.
Now that you describe it, driving is
dabs.
Crazy, bro.
Dude,
so many multitasking.
I've driven on like at the end of a mushroom trip and stuff, but this felt like a really drunk hallucinogenic trip on. And when I got home, I just was like, I just want to go home and be in my room. And I just went in my room and turned the lights off and just laid there for like 2 hours, and then I was cool.
Without your girl, just
yeah, I was like, no. I was like, and then it was so bad that all I could think about was like, they snitched, like, oh, I got set up. Like, this is the worst thing. But it was...
in a Swedish prison.
All off of dabs,
like
man.
living a real-life Bender bar.
I'm still here in the Swedish prison.
Dude, any Dirtbag Dan show episode where I'm, like, silent for, like, a good half an hour is because we did dabs before. And we were in Slab City.
Yeah, man. That shit is definitely fucking hallucinogens for me. Like, that and edibles, I, like, gave up. I have another really bad dab story I won't get into, but it's even worse than that. Worse than that, where I literally woke up on a sidewalk type thing. But so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stick to the real thing, to flowers and car pollution in LA. So yeah. Fuck that shit. So you didn't do ayahuasca?
No. Oh, is that how we got started?
Yeah.
Epic. Fire tangent.
That is fire though. I just wanna travel more. What other places have you been traveling?
Hungary, Machu Picchu. I go to Toronto often because my Peruvian family like moved to Toronto, so I've been to their bar mitzvahs like the past 3 times, which have been lit, like crazy bar mitzvahs, like
Peruvian bar mitzvahs?
Yeah, we'll see. They got the Peruvian machismo. Like, I gotta prove to everyone that we're the dominant, like, branch of primos, but also, like, the Canadian.
He gotta prove he in the bar mitzvah. That's fire.
Damn. Meanwhile on Earth, bro.
You like, just wrote my first round for...
I'm not a nice guy. I'm meanwhile on Earth.
That's gonna be the tagline for the show. Right?
Anyway, Toronto, Peru, Canada. I studied abroad in Spain, which was cool. Lived with a Spanish family. Like, learned how to... I was, like... my host brother was, like, this, like, juvenile delinquent who, like, was turning around his life and becoming a chef. So, like, me and he, like, taught me how to cook hella, like, paellas and, like, shit like that.
That's super fire.
Yeah, that was a really dope experience. Other than that, haven't really...
Haven't you been to London?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Spin the Mic.
Yeah. How was that?
It was cool, man. I fucking got knocked out in the first round by the dude I went on the... Me and Caustic had a plane together. We, like super, like, Ilmec and Thesaurus, like, planned, like, shit together to, like, say...
You guys, but yeah.
Yeah, but, like... but, like, the best 2-on-2 team, but, like, better, you know what I mean? You know? We just planned, like, different things to say to different people, and then, like, we forgot to do anything for each other, and then he happened to spin me, and then, like, I won, but, like, he won.
That's the fucking worst, dude. I used to always go to battles with my homie David, like, way back, freestyle era days. He would drive, and we'd go, like, drive 5 hours to, like, Bend, Oregon or something, or wherever the fuck, and end up, first round, you guys battle each other. 100%. Like, God damn, same shit.
Yeah, but London is sick, and I hella want to go back there.
Mm-hmm. Like, that was your first time out there?
Well, yeah, that was my first time in London. And I definitely want to go back there soon. I feel like my style of battle rap hella fits with the scene out there, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there who would make dope opponents. And I've been talking to the folks at King of the Dot about the World Dom over there.
Oh,
so,
sick.
Yeah, anyone you guys think I should battle out there, tweet to Organic and King of the Dot who you think it should be. Because I'm super excited to get back there. The scene was dope, and everyone was hella, like, friendly.
You versus Chris Leese could be funny.
Chris
Caustic
Leese.
just battled him out there, well, when we're in Manchester at Premier Battle League.
Definitely. There's a lot of fools I'd battle out there. I'd battle, like, Quill and Marlowe and any of
Quill
those tongue-in-cheek ass dudes.
Yeah. That's fire. So, in the vein of, like, battles and experiences, our fan actually wanted me to bring up Tourette's and the freestyle, like, break down Tourette's. For a lot of people might not know what the legendary Tourette's.
When I was young, I did this shit called the MC Olympics. So it was like kind of like the freestyle Olympics that Eminem and Juice did, but like for young people. It was more like on the spoken word scene. So like those big spoken word slams had like, here's our side competition for rappers. So I won the national of that when I was 17 in Philly.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then Jamie DeWolf was there at the prelims during the Bay prelims, and he is like L. Ron Hubbard's great grandson, super pivotal in the battle rap. Like, if you read this shit right here, he's super pivotal in like battle rap and West Coast shit. And ooh, give me that. Oh shit. But then he saw me there. He's like, we need you to battle at Tourette's, and I was still on my like, I don't battle like conscious, like I'm positive, you know what I mean? And then I went there, I spit a song at Tourette's, and then when the freestyle battle came, Jamie DeWolf announced my name without, like, my consent or whatever. So I went up there, first battle, I'm up against...
You got lyrically me too. Or wait, no, he...
Anyways,
we'll cut that out. Go ahead.
Can you... lyrically, dude. But then I battled the champ there, Cam, who was fire, but I super like hit the underdog like shit and won, and I was like, damn, battle rap is fire. Like, I was already a huge fan watching the shit.
How long ago was this? This
is when I was 18, so I was still too young to get into Tourette's, but Jamie like got me in. And I was like, I was a big fan of the shit, but I'm never gonna do that. And then as soon as I like battled and I was like, oh, I'm really just collabing on a song with some dude in a freestyle battle, I was like, oh shit, this is amazing. And I did Tourette. I've been doing Tourette's like ever since. And since then they've added like, obviously the rappers are way like not as good as like back in the golden era. It was like Thesaurus, Tantrum, Bo Rat, like all them. So I've like, it's kind of like an easy paycheck for me. It's like part of my like salary at this point. But I've been beat though, for sure. I'm not that good at freestyle battling because I'm not really good at thinking of mean things about people. I'm really good at freestyling, but I'm not good at like freestyle battling.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about. So it's because of your dick.
I'm addicted.
to hip hop.
to lyrics. I'm addicted to lyrical.
To lyrical.
Yeah.
But then they added this shit called the Freestyle Olympics, which is like they give you like it's like a PowerPoint presentation of images you got to freestyle about. And then, like, I had to freestyle. You have to freestyle battle a villain. So I freestyle battled the Night King from Game of Thrones. And then I freestyle battled, like, then like, the crowd gives you suggestions.
More bars, a couple of bars for the Night King.
Oh, I had a cold one. My closer was crazy. What did I say? You think, I forget the setup, but you come into the Bay Area, we fucking you up. You say winter's coming, but this is the summer of love. That was a haymaker at Tourette's.
That was fun.
But then the crowd like threw out suggestions. It was like I had to be like Kanye giving himself a pep talk in the mirror or something like that. So there was like it was like a very like, but like that type of shit is like my shit, like freestyle, just like natural like thinking of shit off the top freestyling. Like Sharon, Chef Trez, anyone. Come to Tourette's for no money and battle me there, because I will win.
What did you say about, what's a bar? You said the Kanye.
I forget, bro. Actually, you know, Jamie has the footage and wants to send it to Avocado, because he also has a bunch of old, like, legendary freestyles he found on a hard drive.
Fire.
So you'll be seeing that on Ruin. Well, if Avocado lets it pass the fiery bridge, you'll see it on Ruin Your Day.
That's fire. Nah, so weren't you on a legendary weren't you on a run to like beat who had the
Source has like 9 and I got 8.
You got 8 and then you lost the 9.
I lost to like this girl who like came with writtens about me, and like.
Were you like this? Or were you doing the old school?
I was trying, but no one knew the symbol, dude. It's new breed of fans, but no, I definitely. Because if I would have got 9, then I would have had to battle Thesaurus, and that wouldn't have probably been a good idea.
Yeah, he's a motherfucker, that's for sure. He's so that boy is so quick. It's like trying to argue with him on Twitter. Like, just don't.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Or even just in general. Like, I remember one of the most entertaining things, like, is on Angry Fan or something. Or I can't remember what battle blog. But
Quest, right?
Yeah, the legendary Quest. Did he call in or did Quest call in his? Because it
called, I don't know, actually.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was Quest McCody having. Was it with Angry Fan too? Yeah, on Angry Fan, like some interview and like saying some shit about the source. I don't even remember the context, but like the source calling in and it was bad. I remember tweeting like, "This is the worst 3L like I've ever seen. Like this is terrible." And I'm sure it's like, you know, my memory is so terrible, but about like I'd kill him in a battle or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But arguing with him in general in real time.
He's got everything. He's got photographic memory. He's like very well researched. Like he keeps very in tune, and he's just like a douchebag. So like all those three things combined, he's like you can never beat him in an argument.
No.
Like why do fans even try?
Yeah, I don't. Fans or battlers. It's always bad. Sure. It's always bad.
Shout out A Ward.
Right. That was so bad.
Saw the light.
Battle with Bricks.
Yeah.
That shit. That was this year, right? That was earlier in the year, right?
It was 20.
Was
I
it
haven't battled this
2017?
year. Yeah, it was 2017. End of the year.
Huh? It's October. Oh, damn!
damn.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, I haven't battled for more than a year.
That was a great battle, man. I remember. I think I caught that one live, or I remember us talking before that battle
Yeah,
too.
I
I
hit
think
you
in
up.
sparring
You were
because I had a
doing iron.
battle.
You had
Yeah,
iron.
yeah. I was prepping for iron. At the or was it Chilla?
No, you had iron, and
Is it iron?
because that was the World on LA.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. You're right. My fault. Anyways, that battle, I think is kind of underrated in general, but that third especially. But let's just break down that battle. That's a super fire kind of overlooked battle in the scope of things. I remember there was hype around it.
I was surprised how actually like looked it was because like it was supposed to be a GZ battle. I mean, I knew it was not gonna be because I knew we're both like very good, but it got top 5 KOTD battle. It got a watch. It got a champion.
Who did the watch? Do you remember?
Geechee and Coffee Brown and Lush. Yeah, and Lush.
Fire.
So it was it was a watch. It was a champion episode, and it was a top 5 KOTD battle. So it got the push from like
champion doing too. That's tight.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a really good battle.
Yeah, it was dope. I'd never had a good battle before. Like there was always some fuck shit in my battle where it was like either I won by a lot or something weird happened or like I lost one. So it was like I never had like a semi-classic. And it was really cool feeling that energy in the room. And I knew Bricks, like Avo had set that up for the bunker the month it died, where you were gonna battle Iron at that bunker.
Oh yeah.
And I had been like, I was like, fuck, like I just want that shit to happen. So we made it happen. And I knew Bricks was like a perfect guy to go against because it was like a style clash that we would both bring our all to. And it was the coldest Frak shit I'd ever heard. And then my shit was like, I think I was like my most original.
Was it your third round where you were like the whole shit about like him riding with Sons or whatever, like the group texts and all that shit?
Yeah, I think the
reactions from everyone and like from Fox conceded and QPs like them going back and forth. You did like the dialogue and shit.
Yep, that was the third round, and I feel like my goal in battle rap is never to be the best battle rapper. Like that's not gonna be me. But my goal is to do like I feel like I'm more of like a Shuffle T or even like Hollow's obviously the best, but someone like Shuffle T, Hollow, Big T, you. Like, people who, like, try weird shit in battles and, like, do some very original shit. Like, that's what I want to do in battle rap is, like do weird original shit. And, like, that's what the second round of, like, the whole Jazz the Rapper round and the third round was, like, imagining what a group text would look like. Like, I just try and, like, fuck around and, like, do weird shit and, like, luckily both of those angles hit really hard. I had no idea. Like, I love taking risks.
Yeah, that's the thing, whereas the risk factor, it's like gambling. Like, this could absolutely kill or
I was scared about the Jazz shit
face.
because I thought he was going to be like, no, I didn't date her. But there was a whole video of him saying he did on Rap Grid, so I was, like, hoping he would confirm. And at first he was like, no, I didn't do that. And then some dude in the crowd was like, 3-0 Bricks when I said you dated Jazz the Rapper, like saying like that's fire that he did that. And Bricks was like, yeah, like saying like, yeah, I did do that and it's fire. And I was like, oh, thank God he admitted it now. I was like, for sure it is fire, and here's what I'm gonna say about it. Because him being proud of it goes way
gives it way more weight behind it. That confirmation. That's one of those things too that you just hope for in battles that you could never really like plan, like the big Gerald or those other two. Where it's like these things just or like how how sometimes order plays a big part. Like, oh my God, he just said a line. I have a somewhat similar line. I'm gonna change 2 words and it's a rebuttal.
It's a mid-round rebuttal, bro.
Yeah,
that was big in that battle because John happened to be there and not on screen. So when I said John, you believe in the Holocaust now? He came on screen. I got to say it to his face. And that was, like, super, like, serendipitous. And set up
and
a
he's
battle.
Like, still no. The numbers are inflated.
Dude, and that
buy
set up...
some Amway.
That set up a battle with me and him. Like, King of the Dot booked that battle. I guess I can say that now because I doubt it'll ever happen. But, like, politics. I hate it when battle rappers say politics because that just means, like, things haven't gone your way and you're sad about it. But there was an event where I was gonna battle John, and I don't know if it'll happen now because he like had a debatable with Hollow. But
Who do you think won that battle?
Hollow, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if the Holocaust happened or not. I guess I'd have to.
No one can know. That,
Yeah.
You know?
The numbers were inflated on Hollow's rounds.
Yeah, they said 3-0.
But I think John's still down because I think he really wants to clarify his like thoughts on the Holocaust,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a mistake. But if he's down to do it, a league should set that battle up for sure.
Ruin your day. Exclusive.
Quiet room.
Yeah, the quiet
Winner
room.
decides if the Holocaust happened.
Or not. You
All
just
my
have
dead
an
relatives come
entourage
back
with,
to
like,
life.
The tats, the
You
number
could do it at a
tats.
Holocaust memorial too.
Oh my god. There
Frak
it is.
versus John the Don. Auschwitz, round 1.
Saw you. Wow.
Damn, that'd be sick. I've always wanted to meet my like great uncle, so we should make that happen.
Do it in Hungary. You had like this. I was looking on. I feel like it's Daily Spice, and you have multiple appearances.
That's what I'm
on
talking about. The fuck shit. Like Bricks was the only battle which was like well, I guess not because I have the Daily Spice of everyone like pulling my shirt.
What? Oh
Every
yeah,
battle, some
everybody.
wild shit has happened to
or
me.
who was it that really like? Is it Essam?
Well, it was like Cody, Reverse Live, Fredo, and Dan were behind me, and then Essam out of nowhere hit me with the doo-doom, doo-doom,
Oh yeah, all the way up and then just hold. So you have like at least 3, right? So you got the cops interrupting you.
Cops interrupting me.
The vape rebuttal.
Vape rebuttal.
That one and the
That
bricks
one.
battle. Is that it? You probably
Yeah.
got more.
Probably got more in the tuck.
No. You're like the Daily Spice god.
Daily Spice God.
Daily Spice rack. The vape rebuttal was so good.
You know
I was
what's
like,
crazy?
did they plan that?
Dude, everyone thinks it's some conspiracy theory, but nah. But the funny thing is that wasn't even a rebuttal. Like, that's just my natural reaction to smoke.
just, yeah.
Like, anytime smoke comes on film, it's just like instinct. Like, I
Right,
whip it out. But then I was like,
Whip the blicky out.
as soon as I whipped it out and hit it, I knew. I was like, okay, this is going to go over.
Yeah, you wow.
Ooh! When the aerosol. No, but then I hit it with like swag. I knew it was like, so I was like. And, like,
Yo,
blew it
you
back in his
disappeared in
face.
that
Yeah.
cloud too. That was like what made
was a
it
fat
way
vape
better.
cloud.
Yeah. I think the bigger the cloud, the bigger the douchebag you are. I think is the golden rule.
The bigger the cloud, the more clout you have.
Yeah, the cooler you are for sure. Yeah, that was fire. We were talking the wildfire freestyle or whatever, and you're like, "Fuck, I should have hit my inhaler like at the end or whatever."
100%, I fucked that up.
Uh,
That was a rough week for me. Goddamn.
That shit was fucking. The wildfires down here were fucking up my ass.
For real.
And I could not breathe. So to be controversial, we get it here first. Dirtbag Dan battle. When's it gonna happen?
Dirtbag Dan vs. Frak?
Yeah.
Definitely never, bro.
Why is that?
Because Dirtbag's retired and
Because you're scared.
I'm like
he
top,
would kill you.
No, I'm just like top tier, so it'd be hard for me to give him that shot. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. No, I remember seeing that.
Just a
And
double-
I was such a dick. I tweeted Frak 3-0.
Everyone said that. I was surprised.
He's like, everyone who already knows, I'll kill you. I just tweeted
Monolith.
Frak 3-0.
No, I think if it were to be a battle, we should do like one of those grime clashes, but all double time. Like, when I spit the
Yeah.
flow, when I'm
With the man dem ting, with the man dem, one of them joints. The man dem ting battles.
Mandem ting battles.
That's fire. You should do it at World Domination.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
In London.
Just two Americans doing grime. That's what British people love, right? Do some big, just do some Big Ben references.
Yeah. Do a fake British
Dude, my
accent.
favorite Don't
bruv.
Flop battle is Sirius Jones versus maybe Shocks or Respect BA.
BA.
And Sirius Jones does everything British people hate, and it's hilarious. He like does a Big Ben reference. He does like a Stormzy, like does like the lyrics, like he does
he
all
eats
the
a
like
good meal. Like disgusting.
he like talks about Nando's. No, he just like does all the cliche shit, and I love watching it to see how much it makes the British people mad. They're like trying to like support him, but they're like.
Cliche. I've definitely done some fake British accents. It's been the worst. Like when I look back, I'm like, oh, that was so hurtful. But when I wrote it, it was so funny. Like in my head, I was like, I sound exactly. It's the same. Perfect. And then I watch it, I'm like, oh my god, that's so horrible.
Yeah.
So, speaking of appropriation, BET.
Dude, your transitions are next level, bro. Yeah, so basically, they were like, they were gonna have.
So if they don't know, like obviously, it wasn't too long ago, right? I feel like
that was like
a few months ago, like 6
months. Probably.
6 months ago.
Yeah,
and
they
it
were
was down here in LA.
Yeah, they were trying to have all black cast, but affirmative action made them put in one Jew. So.
On what?
To spit
On
my
what
bars.
was it? What was the show?
It was Freestyle Friday, so it was like the shit
that's
like
right.
that Hollow and all that. They tried to bring it back, but instead of a battle, it was just like your hottest bars.
Oh, was that the same thing that like HFK did in Toronto?
Legendary. That's what made
Is that a Daily Spice?
Yes.
That is a Daily Spice. Yeah.
That's what.
Sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry, Bishop. No, it wasn't y'all. It was straight to Bishop. Like, I let you down, Bishop.
If you haven't seen the Daily Spice at HFK, what's it called? What do you think it'd be called?
Sorry, Bishop.
HFK blacking out.
Or the green record.
Yeah, the green
the funny
record.
Shit, I got this. I got the green record.
The double time record?
Yeah, I was hyped on the green record. Well, every record was double time. It was different beats in Cali than it was in Canada. But, like, I had prepared this whole, like, thing to do.
So you go up there, you choose a record, like, blindly, essentially, you're picking your beat. It's like a lottery or whatever. Right. What do you mean? You know?
Well, so all the other contestants were idiots because they were all going in blind. But it was live on YouTube. So I just went on YouTube, listened to the beats, figured out the best one.
Because other people went first.
Yeah.
And so you were just, and there's only however many records.
And no one else thought of that.
That was like in the old freestyle battles. If you watch the brackets, or pay attention who battled before or after you could predict who you were going to battle.
And I was commenting on the YouTube stream too, like trash. Like I was commenting like as it was going, and everyone's cracking up. That I'm like
definitely the green record.
Dude, there were so many Ruin Your Day fans in that YouTube chat. It was really dope. But
so you get there.
But then I chose the green record specifically because of HFK shit. But I had like a whole shit planned for like 90 BPM or like a regular hip hop beat. Mm-hmm. All of them were like trap beats that required double time, or as everyone was doing there, like I stay flossing with this, it sounding like Earl Sweatshirt on every beat. You know what I mean? So I had to pull out a double time verse. But I was able to, and then I freestyled half of it, just like about like they had Daylight rapping and JID and like Too Short were like special guests. I like freestyled about them.
Yeah, name drop.
Yeah, name drop.
So is there like an audience in there, or is it just like a small little crew?
It was a small room.
And it was all live.
It was all live
on YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
But was it live? It was just live on YouTube.
It got televised as well, but. I think mine was televised, but they only televised a few as like a promo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't win though.
So it was a competition essentially.
A kid from Canada won who like used to battle on King of the Dot.
It was HFK.
Stitch. It was HFK.
Yeah, he got his revenge.
He just had the hook.
Back
he
with
went
the
up there
green
with
record.
Sorry, Bishop. Sorry, Bishop. Sorry. I let you down.
The remix. Then freestyle. Is there still a freestyle? Is that a thing still, or that was just
Freestyle Friday?
Or did
I imagine it won't exist again. Yeah, everyone choked, dude. It was bad.
Really?
Yeah,
it really was.
It was pathetic, dude. And it wasn't because the rappers were trash. It was like super like what we were talking about earlier, like SoundCloud rapper AI. Like all the first people to sign up for that were the rappers in there. Like it was like they went live on IG, and I was like right in front of the camera, and like we're about to go live on IG, and then and then as soon as I press boop, just like a horde of like rappers forms around me and like fake Gucci and just starts like rapping into the camera and like everyone's like rapping over each other. It was like it felt like some like post-apocalyptic like there's one camera left to record like and every rapper just like there's only one.
So The Walking Dead, it was like
100%.
The Walking SoundCloud. Oh, that sounds worse. That sounds worse than the apocalypse.
And then they were killing it on that cipher, but then everyone choked because of the double time shit.
Yeah, just different cadence. That's the one thing though. Like a lot of those beats, you don't have to like. It's hard, and it isn't necessarily my like first go-to comfort zone. But like I found this, at least writing and stuff, this middle thread you can do. You know what I mean? It's almost like. You know, Drake does it a lot where it's like you rap like it's a boom bap beat and it's just like threading in this middle loop rather than the like couplets or triplets thing here or going hella slow. There's this like general kind of middle threading that you can hit
Drake
on those
does that
beats.
really well.
Yeah. But off the cuff or trying to just fit it on the spot, like that sounds stressful to me.
100%.
off rip for sure. I also wanted to ask you about just in general, like the origin story, Frak.
Origin story.
Yeah,
well,
where
I kind of touched on it already, but
like where are you?
Oh no, I didn't actually. Okay, so I started young.
Right.
So I started like 13.
That was when you started rapping.
And I started writing. I started writing. Yeah. Started like rapping and writing 13.
Did you freestyle first or did you write first?
So basically, I was on this Kanye forum, right? KanyeTalk.com. And it was me, and there was this other kid, Ian Mackin, right? And me and him were the wackest. Like, everyone else was older. People were making dope shit on there. And I pulled up my GarageBand, and I was like, I want to make music. But me and him were making the trashest of the trash. But
so it was a forum where you, like a old, like, rap music where you would post shit.
I imagine it's what, like, RMBVA was for, like, you guys. And, we started making, me and this kid Ian Mackin started going back and forth. We made like a little like half a mixtape together.
Like, you're whack, I'm whack.
Yeah, exactly. And we would post shit in there like, y'all sound like bitches. Like we had hella
two negatives equal a positive.
100%. So this kid Ian Mackin turns into this guy Kevin Abstract who starts Brockhampton. Have you heard of Brockhampton?
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest rap movements ever.
Right.
He invited me to be in it back when it was called Alive Since Forever, and I was like, man. Like, I gotta make friends. Like, I'm on this Kanye forum all day. Like, I wish you the best, but, like, I gotta, like, kiss my first girl. You know what I mean? So I said goodbye. And then the moral of the story
made the right decision.
Definitely stay on the internet and don't make friends. Because they're, like, playing Coachella and touring everywhere.
Yeah.
This dude's, I don't know if you know any of these dudes, like Toby Lou, Graham Marshall, like there are a bunch of dudes buzzing from this site that we were all like hella young making music on.
On the same, what was the forum? What was the
KanyeTalk.com/creative talk. So then I took my talents to real life, freshman year of high school, and it was me, it was like, we were like a super like diverse rap group. It was like one Blasian dude, one black dude, and me, the Jewish kid, and we were called For Real. But we were originally For Real because we had this Mexican kid in it, but he got expelled. So the fourth member was the music. You feel me?
And there was a 3 as the E in Real.
Why didn't we think of that? And we were like, you know how rap groups start like hella ignorant, and then like through the game they like gain consciousness and wisdom?
Is that what happens in the Bay?
Yeah, in the Bay, for sure, that's what happens.
Okay, no, I know.
But
my first rap group was Lyrical Militia, so I definitely feel you. And we're a gangster rap group.
But we started, I'm saying we were the opposite. We started super conscious. Like, talk about shit we had no idea about. Like, I had a whole verse, like, basically advocating for communism before I understood what it was. I was like,
I kissed my first girl.
I kissed my first girl. We need one government. We need one world. You know what I mean? It was stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was really bad.
Well, I mean, one world government like New World Order isn't necessarily the same thing as communism.
True.
Even Einstein advocated for that.
Yeah, maybe I was just too advanced.
For you. You
For me
you
now.
don't even realize.
Yeah.
You might want to rethink that.
But me and his name was Jay Slay back then. But me and Callie J have stayed really close. I just threw a show at the Elbow Room this Thursday with him.
Oh, wasn't it like one of the last or the last show?
The last rap
at
show there
Elbow?
ever, because they're closing it down.
Damn, that's
SF's
crazy.
trash now.
That's crazy.
But
I performed there, man, years
yeah,
ago.
no. Philip Drummond told me, he's like, we had the rap Olympics or some rap competition there with you, and he flew you out or something like that.
Oh, man, I did a lot of battles back. I don't remember which one.
He was at my show though. There was like it popped off. There were like almost 400 people there, which was like super unexpected and crazy.
That's really tight.
And afterwards, I got off stage, and like this dude comes up to me, like straight up, like felt like a movie. He's like, you know, this doesn't have to be your last show here. And I was like, what? He's like, we just bought the Elbow Room. And I was convinced that it was going to turn into condos, because that's what everything's turning into in San Francisco right now. But he's like, no, like, we just bought it and we want to keep this shit going, like, and we want you to be a part of it. And he was like this like middle-aged black dude whose name was Davin Che, which like it was like some bootleg Da Vinci. I was like, are you Banksy, bro? Like, who are you? But I think we may have, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're gonna like spruce it up and turn into some bougie ass hookah lounge. In which case, I won't be performing there. But if they like keep it lit, because he said he was from Oakland, which was cool. So maybe we'll still be doing shows there. It won't be called the Elbow Room, but
Yeah.
because I want to book you and Chase for a show out there for sure.
Man, I'm super down.
The crowds
That'd
are
be
really
fire.
fun.
Yeah, I haven't been to the Bay. I haven't actually done a show in, let's see, in like SF or Oakland. There's been a few. I've done like, I feel like last was like SAC or like Santa Cruz, like just the outskirts.
Yeah.
But
I want to
I'd
do
love
one
to
with
get
you, and Chase and Blimes and her homie.
that. Oh yeah, Gifted
Yeah,
Gab. She's from the Northwest too.
No, but Blimes is from SF, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Gifted
cool.
Gab is from Seattle.
Yeah, I think that'd be a dope
Central.
lineup.
Yeah, that'd be real tight, man. So, even like filling in the blanks, like you started with that group, just a rough overlap, like run through. Was there ever a time where you're like, no, I'm not gonna rap? Or were you just hooked from
right
the
after
gate?
For Real, I was like turned 16. And I was like, wow, I'm trash.
You're like,
and
man,
then-
I still need to kiss my first girl.
For
I'm
real.
I'm not
That was the other
It
fucked
was
up
like
part.
I went from the forum to.
Because I was in Jewish
For
middle
Real
school,
with
which was
3
like
people.
Jewish middle school was disgusting. Like it was like a petri dish, and like we had a bar mitzvah every weekend. So
You went
we
to a
were
Jewish middle school, like it was just
all Jews.
yeah.
And there was still the peak of my party life because
Call me
like,
ignorant. What is that? What's a Jewish?
You're
What's the
ignorant.
aim of that? Thank you. Now moving on. What is the name for that? Like just Jewish? Like is that like a
Jew
a
school?
thing? Jew school.
Kosher
Leaders
school?
of the Jew school.
It was
There's a
Jew-tang.
Jew-tang clan.
It was trash. It was kosher. So, but
Kosher deals.
shout out Kosher Deals. I'm doing a show with him tomorrow. But I was doing it was kosher, so I brought like cold cuts to school, and I was like dealing like ham and turkey by the locker
No.
for gushers. Like you bring me gushers or you bring me a ring pop, and I got you with a slice of turkey.
Young hustler, entrepreneur,
That's when I knew I was ready.
slanging hoving creature.
Right.
That's crazy.
But then we were like disgusting in Jewish school because we were like young, and we were all like, all the Little John lyrics were like getting in our head at the bar mitzvah, so we were all just like doing shit that we were way too young to do. And then from 15 to 16, I peaked it at 14, so I still had to kiss my first girl. So I logged off. I missed my opportunity for the rap group. Still
Logged
lonely.
off the forum
Logged
when I
off the
could have been
forum.
part
Still
of it.
lonely.
Yeah.
I fucked up. But then, yeah, I eventually picked it back up. And now I'm the sex god. Origin story.
Yeah, that's where it ends. Origin story. Yo, that's entrepreneurial though. I remember when I was in like middle school, like 6th, 7th grade, maybe a little bit in 8th grade. I feel like it's 6th and 7th grade. I used to love fucking sour belts.
Yes.
Like, so in the morning, our middle school was a block away. In the morning, I'll just go buy like sour belts or whatever. Or got to the point where there was a whole you know, the whole thing that you buy them out for like 10 cents or whatever, and there's a big tub of it. It's almost like in the same plastic container as like the red
Like at the
vines.
movies,
you
too.
know what I mean? Yeah, but it's in this big like round plastic container, almost like
Mm-hmm.
red vines would be at the counter when you go
Oh,
buy
okay,
them.
cool.
And so I was like, how much for the whole thing? And because I seen other ones, and he's like $10. And I'm like, it's a wrap. Let me get that. And so I'd get that, and I was swearing, I would sell them throughout because everyone would see me. I had the sour belts, and I don't think anyone just connected the dots. I got them right there. I'll get 'em.
Fast
And
forward
so-
15 years, you was just a box of only in LCDs.
Like I should have stuck to sour belts. But I would just sell them for like
So
a
true, bro.
quarter
I
or
did way
something.
better on cold cuts than my LimeWire shit.
Right? Fucking internet, man. Once I figure out how to sell sour belts online, it's a wrap. But I would sell them at just like a quarter a piece, and it was like the way the math broke down. There was like, I don't know, like 2,000 of them in this jug. Like,
Wow.
not that, but it was something ridiculous, you know. Like, I mean, we're talking about like fitting sour belts in a container like this big.
You at least
got for 10
80x to your
Yeah, I was, and they could buy them for 10 cents at the store a piece, and I was selling them for like a quarter at
Convenience
school.
sells.
Exactly, and I definitely paid for some like a FUBU Flex hat, and, and like some Boss underwear.
When I was
or
selling
something.
Boss underwear,
Yeah.
when I was selling cold cuts, I was head to toe in and one. So I had like the sleeve,
stuff from Marbury.
the headband,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
That's fire. Yo, I used to fuck with Marbury tough. That was his brand, right?
Marbury was part of it, but
Yeah.
that was before he started his own shit, which was like the $13 sneakers or whatever.
I owned a pair of Shacks at one point. Some Spalding
Wow.
Shacks with the 30. It might have been a 32, not a 34 yet, on the side. And they're like the all white, and I thought it was the illest shit. And I'm pretty sure my mom got them from Payless. It's like last year. But
Last year?
Yeah, no, I remember when I bought I think it was Sour Belt money. I bought a all white on white flex fit FUBU hat because it had the like thick stitching, you know, and of just the FB. And I remember I went to Pier Park down Dead Man's Hill, where it's like, you know, this super steep hill. Everyone's like, don't do it. And I was going down it on my dad's bike in my white on white FUBU flex fit hat. And as I'm going down it, the handlebars came loose, like, and I was like, oh, and then the seat came loose, and it started spinning as I'm like going down like a 45-degree angle or something. I was like, ah, and I remember I flew off the bike,
No.
bounced like 4 times, wind knocked out on me, boom, boom, hit. I was like, oh, couldn't breathe. My hat came off, my white on white. No one had it. Everyone had the blue joints, and I had the white on white one from
You had the
Mr.
white on
Rags.
brown, though.
And I remember like, I can't breathe. And I looked over and I looked at my white on white flex FUBU hat, and I was like, oh, and I just started bawling. I started crying. I was like, that was one of the most traumatic moments.
When you're toe to toe in Spalding, they don't tell you to be that type of baller.
Yo, I actually bought that myself too. It's like a $35 hat or something. At that time, it was expensive.
Damn.
I was like the height of FUBU.
You come to the
You know?
Spalding register, it's just all quarters. You're like,
That was the FUBU hat from Mr. Rags, man. And I went and
Mr.
I
Rags.
couldn't find the white on white again. Like that, it was like one of those just tragic. That's gonna be told on my VH1 behind the music. That story. It's like the downfall.
this is your
there.
VH1 behind the music, bro. All these podcasts.
Behind the flex fit. Tragic memories though, man. But
I disagree, bro. That made you the hustler.
that's when I turned to battle rap. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. I'm gonna call someone a faggot for 3 minutes
For a
straight.
And regret it.
For a decade, and then realize how ignorant it was, and kind of just look back with a mild disdain, but say, "Hey, those were the times."
And then cheers it as a defense mechanism.
Well, that's our time. Yo, also, Avo, if there's any questions make sure.
How long have we been talking?
I don't know, like an
When
hour.
you guys wrap up, there hasn't been any questions.
Yeah, well, if there is, go
Is
ahead.
there like
and-
no one tuned in right now?
No, there is.
Yeah, if there's any questions, please feel free to let me know. I have like pretty much one last thing I want to ask, and it's kind of a standard thing I ask, but like books or documentaries that you've read or watched recently, something. Last time Organic had mentioned searching for Sugarman, whatever, and I watched it, and I've been bumping his album since. It's an amazing documentary, but
Oh, is that the one where I watched that one where
Rodriguez,
where
the artist.
he was in the town and he like got lost from the town and he had to come back and perform?
No, like he grew up in Detroit, put out this record, and then
Oh, it got super
big. Like it was a total flop in the States, and there's a bunch of discrepancies what really happened, but it blew up in South Africa. He never knew it, like never dropped. He dropped actually another record, but again, sold no units, but was gone for years. No one knew where he was for 30 years or whatever. Because I was like in the 70s, and then boom, has gone. Like people found him and went out to South Africa. And we're talking like thousands of people there for his shows and shit. Mm-hmm. Like he never got on. It's a crazy story. It's a real. His music's really tight too. His first album, Cold Fact, is crazy. But so, anyways, he put me on that. But books, documentaries. Do you read a lot or?
Yeah, I don't read that much actually. No, I used to be big into reading and just like I don't as much.
It's hard to like
keep
keep my attention on a book lately, man. Like I feel like
attention spans are fucked. I read a lot of science fiction when I can. My dad's an astronomer, so
really,
yeah. That's why I said aliens was a good topic, bro.
Talk about it.
Aliens. But before I say that, the new Jim Crow and the documentary 13th. Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Both very good to watch, especially for Battle Rap fans. Because it's about how fucked up the private prison complex is in America. I feel like that should just be like
standard.
Guaranteed watch for anyone like growing up. Like you should be in history classes and all that. But aliens, bro. I love my favorite podcast is You and Satire. That's my favorite one, bro. You guys got deep.
We just did a fucking.
What is where? What is why?
What is?
What's a book?
What is?
You see this
book?
What the fuck?
What is feel?
No, but honestly, within all that, it was actually fire.
We just did a podcast that we didn't film or record the other day at Chase's house for like hours. On fucking coke, just talking about God knows what.
Someone said that about
quantum entanglement and all sorts of weird shit.
Someone said that about Chase's studio, just everyone on coke making songs about weed.
But Coca-Cola, man, it's a hell of a drug.
But
so yeah, aliens.
But you guys touched on an interesting topic, which is. You were talking about, I think the term you were using, I only watched it when it was live, but you guys were talking about like something about like us being pubescent boys in the universe who just want to jizz on everything or whatever. That was the terminology.
Really?
And it really fits what my dad has been talking about in SETI. He's part of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. And
really?
Yeah, he's a teacher, so he's he's not like super like PhD'd out or anything, but he's like a solid educator. Like he's on the radio talk about astronomy and stuff, and he's part of like the decision making process for like how do we search for aliens, and then what do we do once we find them. And I'm always trying to troll him and be like, they exist, like just admit it. But I believe they exist. He believes they exist. I think that the process that he has right now is we're only listening to hear about aliens, because we don't have the technology to send out a strong enough message yet. I mean, we're a pubescent-ass species. We're young as fuck. So we don't have to send a signal strong enough that it'll make it to a galaxy where there could be life. But what we do have is the capability to listen. So right now, we're just depending on a society of aliens to be advanced enough to hit us up.
Yeah, the radio waves.
Yeah, we're trying to catch some alien TV, essentially. Or some alien to alien messages. We're trying to intercept them. So that's our strategy right now, which seems like a weak strategy, but it's the best like we can do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing to my dad, like touching on the pubescent boy metaphor, is I'm always like, what? Don't we feel like it's a bit of a like human-centric, or you'd say Eurocentric, but I'd be like a human-centric idea that aliens would even want to communicate with us? Like, who's to say that their evolution, like, leads them to be, like, even if they're super advanced creatures, who's to say that that version of advancement is being really communicative? What if they're not what if they're asexual creatures who are super like fast or super like are able to solve environmental crises, but they don't have the desire to like even communicate with each other, let alone a universe? What if they believe in some religion or something on that planet that like makes it seem like there is no universe around them? Like even the most advanced species, that advancement may not necessarily be technological advances. It may not be like, I want to communicate with the rest of the universe. So
well,
like,
yeah, I think that is that and everything in between, you know, like on some multiverse shit where it's like, and also in the same line with what you're saying, like who's to say they have the same sensories as us? Like 100%. Hearing or vision, or there's you know what I mean? Like if there's 5 senses, there's probably infinite senses, ways to interact with your environment and take in information, you know.
Like
what I mean?
ultraviolet to me is the perfect example. Or like dogs seeing black and white. Like dogs' absolute reality is black and white, and color isn't even a thing to them. Like think about all the shit that we're missing with our limited ass senses. There's probably hell of shit floating around us that we just don't have the
universes between us that we don't have the
100%.
capability to and understand. It's not within our sensory mechanisms, and that could be the same. Like trying to communicate with, you know, it's like trying to yell across a room to someone who's deaf. You know what I'm 100%. Saying? Like that they don't have that. Doesn't mean they're less intelligent
like
than you or
SoundCloud rapper
not.
Trying to slide in someone's DM and just left on red.
Yes, exactly like that.
Well, that also could be the thing.
Right?
Is that aliens?
The aliens seen SoundCloud rappers and heard them. They're like, no, we good. We good. They put up the pop-up blocker on our messages going out.
No, that's for real a theory, though. Like, that's a real theory that aliens...
we've been spamming aliens.
Yeah, or no, that like, they purposefully popped up, blocked us, either one, because they think we're trash, and like they see our global warming and like that we're gonna pit her out. It's not a worthwhile investment. Or number 2, that they see us like, oh, they're not advanced enough. Like they don't like we're not even a blip on their radar because other species are so like advanced that they may even be purposefully cutting us off.
Right.
Like that we're in an echo chamber where like they know we exist, but they don't want us knowing the secrets of the universe. So we're in like some type of multiverse bubble that we're not getting the information. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, you know, if there is a civilization that's advanced to the point of like what we're talking about, because I honestly think it's with everything like a spectrum of intelligence. Like I think there's like every possibility. Yeah, there's this book I'm sure I've referenced on here, and I haven't even finished the book, but it's called Star Maker, and it talks about basically someone who astral projects through the cosmos and gets stuck, can't return to like his physical embodiment, but finds other traveling perspectives, like other astral. I think it's Olaf Stapledon, I think is the author, but anyways. He just talks about all these alien planets, and there's like a million different examples, you know. He like breezes over some of them, he explains some of them. Some of them are humanoid-like and a little bit more advanced. Some of them are less advanced. Some of them it's a water planet with like almost plankton-like collective intelligence being, you know, that you can't even understand how it communicates. There's avian planets. There's everything in between that's incomprehensible to us, you know what I mean? And that's like, to me, that seems more the most realistic of like, there's shit dumber than us out there, smarter than us, and every, you know, on the spectrum, every.
But
like,
by that
color,
argument,
you know?
then there would be a civilization that knows we exist.
Yeah.
Because
and if there was a civilization, to me, logic says like that existed, first step be observation, right?
Right, 100%.
Like, okay, what are these fools over here talking about? You know what I'm saying?
So how do they do that, though? YouTube?
The moon, bro. The moon is a satellite.
The moon is
bro.
flat.
The moon is flat. Flat moon theory.
You know that South Park.
There's no such thing as stars, bro. Those are all just cameras. Just right there. Peeping us.
The Holocaust landing was fake. Hey, the Holocaust was real, by the way, just so everyone clarifies.
Right. It's like a Cabin in the Woods. You seen that? But with aliens. You haven't seen Cabin in the Woods? Oh, you got to see it. It's so good. But essentially, no, I can't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it now. But essentially, like, what I'm saying is they're all just watching. It's like TV.
You see that in South Park where there's like a reality show?
Humanity?
Yeah.
I
The
don't
concept
think I've
is
seen
like
that.
it's
No, but,
so
I mean,
funny,
I'm sure
dude.
that,
It was like back when South Park was fucking still killing it. It was like
You don't think South Park's still? I haven't watched for
actually
years.
this new season has been good again. They had
South
a
Park's
little
one
dry
of the
spell.
goats to me. Simpsons is too. I just watched the 30th season. I think that's the most recent.
Yeah, that was my favorite show growing up.
Fire. They advanced. But they've always been classic.
But this South Park is genius because it's like essentially saying that they have all these reality shows. It's like it's hella anti-Semitic, but it's just like it's these Jewish aliens who are like the head of the TV network, and they're like, so what if we take like they have a reality show about like deer, and a reality show about black people, and a reality show about like Indian people, and like what if we took the deer reality show and the African American reality show and we put them on one planet, and like Earth, our top selling show about like they put together all the species of shit and see how they interact together. And like it's like the most popular show, but like they're gonna like cancel it because it's getting boring, so like Kyle and Cartman have to like save it.
They have to introduce new outrageous characters like Trump.
Exactly, bro.
Into the reality show.
Dude, that'd be crazy if aliens were intervening to entertain themselves hella much.
Yeah. Trump is just what is it, like Men in Black, where it's just a tiny little alien inside.
Sending Tekashi 6ix9.
That's good. So yeah, aliens might exist. Frak's trying to find them.
Aliens for sure exist.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, but by nature, it for sure exists even on this planet. You know, there's alien species on this planet. That's the word alien is just foreign, alien to us. You know what I'm saying? We don't know shit about the ocean.
We barring out now.
And so alien species definitely exist. The ocean is alien to us. We say things like we know less about it than, outer space.
Going
I don't know
by
how
that
you
logic,
can really
then
quantify
like half this
it,
country thinks that the other half is alien.
That's going into like imaginary lines though. Like I'm talking about the true meaning of alien.
Well, what is the true meaning? Something you're unfamiliar with?
Essentially.
So then, I mean, I say most white people in America only meet white people their entire life.
Bro. I can't get into this with this SJW right now. That's hella racist, bro.
No, it's reverse racist, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That exists.
Which is what? Messiac? R? Messiacar?
Reverse.
All right, cool. So, yeah, this happened. Where can they find you? Let them know.
At
the
Frak
new album.
the MC.
Yeah, the new album
Five
LimeWire
bars.
03 is out.
By LimeWire. Follow me on Spotify and like put my music on mute and listen to it during the nighttime. So I can get Spotify money.
That's genius. On repeat, play the album on it. Damn, that's fire.
There's one question for the audience. What are Frak's essential non-hip hop albums?
Ooh, that's a great question.
LimeWire.
Brazilian Fire Porn, the album.
Coming soon. Follow up to LimeWire.
Whew, I mostly listen to non-hip hop these days. Radiohead's my favorite band, so Radiohead. OK Computer, just because it's a great album, but Kid A and Hail to the Thief are probably my favorites. Maybe Kid A. Radiohead, Kid A. Shit, let's see. My favorite band right now is Hiatus Coyote. Have you heard of them?
Coyote? No.
They're fire, dude. They're
What genre?
They're like soul funk, modern soul funk. They're really dope. That's like, I'll give one modern answer. That'll be my modern. Definitely check them out. What else?
What'd you say? Or what? What Coyote?
Hiatus Coyote.
Hiatus Coyote.
Yeah, they're really good. Let's see, man. I feel like I should give more of a tough question.
You got this. Get it back, Frak. Get it back.
Time. It doesn't matter.
That's fucked up. Bring up
Dude,
my
you know
choke, my
non-hip-hop?
choke crutch. Hey, yo, it doesn't matter. That's when you know I'm choking.
Dude, mine is worse, bro. It's like, mine's, when I'm freestyling, like, yours is that, I guess Doris's would be like, ho, ho, ho.
Or,
all I know is
all
that.
I know is
and
that.
mine is, every time I spit it. Every time I spit it.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
I've gone through different waves though. I've had like anyways, like Scribble Jam. Anyways was my like go-to, which is the most annoying one. And then when I was younger, and sometimes it'll resurface. Like I'll have a different crutch almost per session. That one's the most consistent. It doesn't matter. But coming through will resurface sometimes. Coming through. Coming through. Coming through with the third non-hip hop album to pick.
I'm coming through. Every time I spit it, I probably say it's I'm gonna go for an R&B album because it's technically not hip hop, and R&B is a key album, especially in the LimeWire phase of my life and the slow jams. So I'm gonna say Usher, My Confessions album.
Classic.
Yeah,
classic album.
I know I'm forgetting hella shit, but
super
Usher,
fun.
Hiatus Coyote, Radiohead. That's a good list.
What's a Hiatus Coyote album?
Dude, what's it called? It's got Molasses and The Lung on it. It's their most recent album. I don't remember the title, but it's amazing. That whole album, every song is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for your
Man,
time.
it's an honor.
Make sure to follow him. Get the new album, LimeWire 03. Shout out my riders. Peace.
Hennessy and hand grenades, gunpowder and holy water. Hennessy and hand grenades, gunpowder and holy water. Hard call to be this way until my outro. Fuck around and turn LA into the South Pole. Praying on my downfall, hating on the down low. Take my name in vain when you say it, it's a mouthful. Burning sage, let it permeate. It feels like we're a world away, distant. Forgive me for my worldly ways, face judgment when I learned to fake interest. Burning frankincense at the pearly gates entrance, yeah. This gunpowder and holy water. The son's proud of the Holy Father. Grow sunflowers in total darkness. Got a dungeon, it's underground for tortured artists. All my demons get along. They tell me, trust your instincts, even when they're wrong. Treachery amongst friends, you could read it in your palm. Cutting off your right hand, like a thief in the Quran, yeah. Juggling Hennessy and hand grenades. Balancing enemies with family strains. Learning everybody can't be saved. At times you gotta amputate, cut them off. Ignore the phantom pains, fuck them off. She say she love me, but I don't know. She got a nose like a snowblower.